Oh, hey, good morning, people. Good morning. Top of the morning to you. Yeah, so good to be here again. Woke up again this morning and thought about, I've been thinking about guitar ever since. So what do I need to do to get ready for guitar in the mornings? So I need to start working on, in the morning, I have a yoga thing that I do at 6. And then, you know, a little water when I first wake up, just to try to clean out the system, get the system ready for something, you know, ready to move, ready to get going. And I really appreciate you all being here. And I wanted, after yesterday, I just wanted to welcome everyone to the live chat. But if, after yesterday, we had a newcomer that was kind of a little bit of a challenge. So I just want to try to keep all of the live chat respectable and aimed at, if you have questions that relate specifically to the live chat, that would be really good, right? So if I know you guys work on helping with this, and I certainly appreciate that. So I just wanted to start with that today, and then, but moreover, welcome you to the morning ritual for guitar growth, which is happening every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are here for the purpose of playing the guitar, just for practicing the guitar, warming up with the guitar. And we warm up with the guitar, and it's a really informal session, super low barrier for entry, and we have a program that we work on, and I've angled the camera so that we can see the picking hand a little bit better for this week, and maybe that's helpful, but we'll continue to adjust and continue to work on what it is that we're doing for visual cueing. Okay, and I wanted to start with tuning up. So we typically will tune. Today is a specific tuned A440. We'll tune to this pretty much every day. I guess some call it concert A. Scar tissue. Oh yeah, very cool. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start with, I think I'm in tune. There it is. Ooh, not totally. So I hope everyone had a great day. And we're just working on getting, setting a morning intention, setting our morning intention for this session. So like if you have something that you're working on, a particular jazz song or a particular thing in your life that you're working on and trying to make better, we'll take a minute to set that intention here, okay? And once you have that session, that intention set for this morning's guitar ritual, guitar session, then we can, we'll just go ahead and start with taking control of our breath while we tune up. So we'll use the tuning session as a good way to just kind of work on our breathing and really get ourselves in focus. So every word that I say, every note that we play is full of intention. It's really easy to just drift off and not be master of the situation. So I'm aware of the metronome, and I also am aware of that there is push and pull against metronomic. Some of the world's greatest drummers talk about the push and pull and how to lean on the downbeat, how to lay back in the beat. And our good friend Scott K. Fish does a really great job talking about how to use the metronome, how some of the world's greatest jazz drummers use the metronome. And so you can check him out right here. He was a previous managing editor for Modern Drummer magazine. You can check him out. He's a good friend of ours, of all of ours, right here, and right here on YouTube, Scott K. Fish. You'll find some really great stuff over there. He's interviewed all the big ones, you know, Dave Weckl, you know, everybody, and but the metronome is a big part of what we do today and every day. All right, so I see some good mornings here. Kevin's on board. Anthony's on board. Good morning, Bob. Robbie Smith. Uncle Jason's in the house. Raul, good morning, Mark. Good morning, everybody. I think you have to go to my live tab. I don't know, how do you find this? I don't even know how people find this, really. Smash that like button though. If you're here and you're ready to go ahead and smash that like button. Night Moves, very cool. You can play Scar Tissue. Oh yeah, absolutely. Gene Simmons offers a day with him for 12.5K. Wow. That's a bargain price, right? Brilliant, bro. Hey, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I just talked to someone yesterday, and we might have some pretty cool stuff coming up in the next few weeks, I guess. So here's fingers 3 and 4. I guess it's all cool, but really focusing on just, and I'm not a lefty. Actually, I can't get YouTube to flip my stream, so I'm not sure how this all works out. But anyway, you get the idea. I'm starting with fingers 3 and 4 on frets 11 and 12, and then we're using down, up, down, up. And so you'll see what's going on. And I wish you'd join me. So we'll start with 4 attacks per beat this morning. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a down, up, down, up. Oh, you see the C7 video? That was for members, yeah. Channel members, that's wonderful, man. Yeah, I'm glad you checked it out. I think the voice is a little bit challenging. We look back at it and it sounds like the guitar is a little too loud for the session, but we'll get it corrected for upcoming sessions. But it certainly is a lot of fun to get through, to work through, watching your fingers connect all of those voicings that so I run a Ted Green chord chemistry series right here where we walk page by page, word by word, chord by chord through Ted Green's chord chemistry book. It's also another free series right here at Jason Carey Guitar, and it's a really great opportunity if you wanted to learn more about fingers, you know, the deep end of the chord pool, right? 1 E and fingers 2 and 3, 11 and 12, go. Hey D, thanks very much. very cool. I appreciate the support here, and maybe we'll get to some covers at the end. But what you've walked into right now is just kind of, I'm working on stretching my fingers, getting my morning stuff done so that I can continue to work, the Tony Rice angles, all of the Pat Metheny, Part Martino angles, and some of the original writing that I'm working on during the day. And it's just getting the mind right, getting our guitar practitioner ears going, our guitar practitioner mind going. Good morning, Mark. Yeah. Ghost of Maiden. Good morning. So generous of Gene. And fingers 1 and 2, same exercise, same thing, but fingers 1 and 2. 1 E and a 2 and a T E and a go. I like to connect those, Kevin, I really do like to connect those chords together linearly, in a linear fashion. So each note in each voicing belongs to the chord scale. The chord scale is, some people view the chord scale as a merging of, it's like all happening at once. It's like infinity, right? The branches of the tree go up into the air and down into the ground. And so there's a chord, a frozen moment, and then there's a melody, a thawed moment. And we don't talk much about that in what we're doing through chord chemistry is we're getting our fingers on every voicing. We're literally putting our hands on every voicing. We're reading through every word. The thoughts of a guitar master, and a guitar master who pushed the boundaries of known guitar capabilities a little bit further down the line for all of the rest of us, and left a really great repository of work to be found and worked on at tedgreen.com. So 1 E and a 2 E and a T E, fingers 3 and 4. What I'm working on now is stretching fingers 4. We're still working on the pinky power here. So fingers 3 and 4 on frets 10 and 12. And 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4. So we've got that nice space between fingers 3 and 4. Just working on reminding myself to breathe while observing the metronomic value system. But the metronome not intended to turn us into robots. The metronome is there. It's the pulse. It's the time continuum that we're encumbered. We're engaged with this continuum, but all of these beats can be broken down, as we discussed yesterday. We can break these beats down into better, smaller subdivisions. We can get down to 7 notes, 8 notes, 9, 10 notes per beat. And we can flip a switch and be familiar with any of those permutations or any of those subdivisions at a moment's notice. That's super, super important to me. And sometimes it feels like the metronome is being lost, but really what's going on is we're pushing and pulling around the beat. And that comes with time, and I'm not all that good, I'm not an expert at any of it, but I've been playing with the metronome for a long time, and it's a really important thing to just kind of keep that pulse in the body, especially if we wanted to play in a band. If we're playing in a band, we don't really need to know how to count or keep time or anything like that if we're bedroom guitar players, which, guilty as charged. But when we step on the bandstand, we should be responsible for keeping our own time. We don't need to have, that's not really the drummer's job, the drummer's job might be to provide a lively spirit to the band. And so maybe the jobs and the roles that we have as musicians are a little deeper than playing like quote unquote lead guitar or rhythm guitar. They may be a little deeper than that. So that's something that I wish I could just spend a little bit more time wondering about. 1 E and a 2 fingers, 1 and 2, same stretch. 1 E and a 2 and a T and a here we go. Good morning, Bernard. Glad to have you here. So if you're just tuning in, welcome to the morning ritual for guitar growth. I'm Jason, your host, and we do this every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stick around and find out, I think, what's going on. I think you're going to like what's happening here. And I think you're going to end up, if you're not already here with your guitar in hand, practicing along with us, you might like this morning live stream. You know, we meet here every morning at 7:30 a.m. every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to work our way through a morning practice routine. Yeah. All right. So we're through that. Let's go ahead and do oh, here's the stretch. We're still working the pinky power here. So finger 2 on fret number 9 on the low E string, and finger 4 on fret number 12 on the low E string, and we're working that angle now. 2 fret spread between this two finger effort. 1 E and a 2 and a T. Let's put the 2 on, let's put the click on 2 and 4. So 1, 1, 2, you know what to do. Finally getting warm enough about practice outside the mornings. Good, yeah, excellent. We'll be there with you soon. FF4 fan, I won't be here for the next week or so until I have a small operation to, oh, well, we are hopeful. We'll send some prayers your way if you're into that kind of thing. If you're not, we'll send them anyway. But definitely good luck with the procedure, and we'll see you again we'll be here when you return. We'll look forward to your return. Fingers 1 and 3, same exercise. 9 and 12. Here we go. You can hear my dogs talking to me in the other room. So yeah, let's take a look at Freddie the Freeloader a little later today. So if you're hanging out, we're going to talk about a jazz blues, but a really basic jazz blues, a really good one. And it's got the 1, the 4, the 5. We can use the 5, 7 sharp 9, the 4, 7 sharp 9, the flat 7 dominant chord, which is kind of a cool way to end, you know, instead of heading back to the 5 chord. That's a really cool way to end a blues turnaround. So we'll take a good look at that, I think, later today. Get the framework of that. You guys are mostly familiar with that song, probably, right? All right. I think it's a good, are we up for a stretch? It feels like stretchy time to me. Yeah, we are stretchy time. So let's go ahead and I'll put the guitar down. We'll put the guitar down here. We've got a straight elbow and then just kind of working on breath. Now is a great time to smash that like button. It's a wonderful time to smash that like button. All right. So if I had some other guitars here to try out and play for you so that you can hear them, is that something that you would be interested in while I'm working through these morning rituals? Just kind of curious. I know everyone's got guitars, and sometimes it's kind of fun to hear different guitars, right? And I don't typically do that a whole lot. I try to change between a small handful of them, but I really am working on just putting the miles on this particular guitar. But I thought maybe it would be a good idea just to get a, maybe get a different, maybe some super high-end stuff in here and some mid-grade stuff, just to see what the difference is, and if we could talk about the differences and perceived differences. Oh, this stretch feels good after doing the downward dog. And getting that, just getting those fingers moving again, and just keeping all of this stuff fluid. Just getting those, just kind of pampering the body, get the body moving, keep those tissues alive and well and happy and well fed with oxygen. Here we go. All right. Oh, Monarch Pal. All right, give some context to what you're doing. All right, let's go through this. Oh, here we go. Dan's on it. Sat together in the park, and the evening in the sky grew dark. She looked at him and felt a spark tingle to his bones. 'Cause then he felt alone and wished that he'd gone straight and forgot about that simple twist of fate. So arrangement has a lot to do with success of a solo presentation, and I've never really been all that successful at solo stuff, but I really do enjoy it. I certainly do enjoy it. Oh yeah, one of my absolute all-time favorites. Oh man, just a masterwork, just a master's work. All right, let's get serious now. All right, I know we were serious before, but let's take it up another notch. Let's go ahead and start working the old fingers 2, 3, and 4. We're just going to skip ahead here and just kind of get this burning down. 1E and a 2, fingers 2, 3, and 4 on frets 10, 11, and 12. 3E and a go E and oh yeah, monitor, yeah, pal. Dan, Mr. Husband, pretty much he just covered it. But we meet here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, like he said, for a morning ritual for guitar growth. What we do is we have guitars in hand, and we have the guitars in hand, and we have, good posture set. We have good breathing patterns establishing, and then we have a great sort of semi-chromatic approach to mechanical study. And then at usually the last 15 minutes or so, we try to do something other than just to do a little practical application. So I basically started this because I have two goals. One of which is to become more, make those chords from my Ted Green chord chemistry series here on Jason Carey Guitar on YouTube, have those be more easily accessible by my own person. So just to kind of warm up and get ready, get myself ready, get my hands ready to do the big work. And then fingers 1, 2, and 3, 10, 11, 12, 2 E and a T E and a go. But then also I have some flat picking aspirations, so I really am turning on my flat picking sessions, right? My flat picking work is just getting, I'm getting to be, you know, content and happy with it, and then I'm not exceedingly happy with it, but I am working on it. So I have some relatively lofty goals in that department, and so this is helping to feed both of those goals. And I feel like there are monumental gains every week, every day. I notice something new that's kind of like, oh, that wasn't easily done last time. I tried to do that. And then now I can pretty much approach anything that I need to approach. Just because I'm learning how to fish instead of being, instead of being given the fish. And so that's really what this is all about. This is all about taking the time. I feel like I can take the time to do the practice. Just taking that 1 hour to get with that, 50 minutes or 60 minutes or so, and just get with the guitar and take that time for myself, which is, a healthy thing to do, especially if we're guitar practitioners. All right, and where are we at here? So I think we're at using fingers 1 and 2 and 4, and I will use just ascend every time instead of descending while we descend. We'll just keep doing 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Even when we start descending the pattern or that position, we'll just kind of do 1, 2, 4. Here we go. 1 and a 2 E and a 9, 10, 12. I guess I'd call it, I'd call it a beater, because I'm kind of, overusing it, and it turns into one of those beaters, you know what I mean? It's overusing anything is sort of abusing it, right? So I guess there's a difference between being well used and abused. So I think this guitar might be more, maybe I'm using the wrong terminology as calling it a beater. But I feel like it takes some miles, and it's going to where the frets are going to come down, and it's going to be like, it's going to require some care. So if I did all of this stuff to it and then just kind of abused it and didn't put the care back into it to maintain it, then I guess it would be a beater. But the plan is to maintain it, right? So you got me there, you got me. So fingers 1, 3, 4, and same thing, we'll do the same process. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a... Feels good just to listen to the guitar go by and not talk about it. Very calculated, right hand. Hey, is Anthony, are you a member of the channel? You've got a membership icon on there. Oh, thank you very kindly, man. All right. That reminds me, I still need to email you. Man, this is going to get away from me if I don't get on that. Yeah, I've got to figure this out here. So just bear with me if you don't mind. Here we go. 1 E and 4 fingers, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And 1 E and so we've got this 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, you can see the thumb is sort of like not over here. If I put my thumb over here, what's going to happen is it's going to create this, this unnatural bend in my wrist, which is going to really rack my tendonitis, and I don't want that. So I want to keep I would prefer it to keep a straight angle in my wrist. So that means my thumb is typically back here, like in the middle of the median between the fingers 1 and 4, roughly, to distribute power equally, which is an interesting concept, isn't it? So let's take a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, and then every time I change position, watch my thumb. Every time I move, thumb moves with me. Wherever my fingers go, my thumb follows suit. And then if you run the neck enough, you'll start to really appreciate the feel of who actually or what actually made your guitar neck. I mean, you can run it up and down the neck, and there's a beautiful mahogany situation going on here, but it's cool, but not really why I'm here. I'm here to just run the neck. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4, frets 9, 10, 11, and 12. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a Mike. Yeah. Yeah, A minor's coming right up later today, right here. So stick around, you're gonna love it. So 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and good question. Hey Donnie, good morning. Mike Jones, do you know the pool attendant? Did not know that. It's been about a year since I could even think about another guitar. I really enjoy playing, getting to know one single guitar. I mean, Mr. Willie Nelson has, played one guitar for most of his life now. And he doesn't seem to be limited by it. I have some friends who write songs on nylon string guitars, and it's just the basic, the simple thing that it allows for clarity. It allows for nothing to get between electronics, nothing to get between the songwriter and the song. All of that other stuff can come later, in arrangement or the record production. Or, if you have an artist who wants to play one of your songs, it definitely is. Sorry, I'm just tripping out a little bit. I know Raul is probably over there recording his session right now, and he's just doing he is doing so much good work to keep his technique moving forward. He's got his own technical. He's solving some really, really great technical problems on his guitar over there. So if you haven't checked out Raul's page, I would recommend it. So here's 1 E and a 2. We're going to stretch the 4th finger. So 9, 10, 11, and 13. And then we're doing the same thing. We're going to come back and do 8, 10, 11, 12, right? And we'll come back to that. So let's go ahead and do this. So 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a... Hey, Phil Holland, good morning. Nice finger dexterity. Yes, thank you very kindly. We're working on it together. And if you're just tuning in, I really appreciate you being here. If you wouldn't mind, smash that like button. And we are here. I'm here many of us are here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what we do is we bring our guitars and we work on breath. You'd never know it sometimes by the way I talk so much, but we work on breath and tuning. So if you don't have to be in tune, we go through a typical, like a tuning process. And then what we do is we get involved with some fun work, some fun like finger pick, whether it could be finger picking, it could be shred picking, it could be, but this week we're focusing on just some basic jazz studies. But preceding that, the last 15 minutes of the session, we work on chromatic style finger exercises. And it's just, there's a little something for everyone here. There's something that many people can find, a benefit from. Good. And then we're going to end on position number 9. And then we'll come back. We'll go ahead and we'll start again on position number 9, but this time we'll kick our first fingers back, right? And we'll do that. So we'll start 8, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? Cool. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and it's really not a show about vanity. It's a show. You can see I'm doing this with a cell phone. And this is just so we can get a really low barrier for entry. And for myself included, I want to be here every day. And if it's going to get in my way of practicing, it's likely that I would never do this. But I am here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, working through the guitar stuff, cracking the guitar nut, so to speak. New York City Pipes. Is this a Denim Dennis tune, or is this one of, where can I find this song? Play every morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard with 60 beats per minute, so that we always have a reliable metronomic click that we can count on. No pun intended. All right, so that's it. Let's go ahead and do one more stretch. I'm getting ready to flip the switch. We're getting ready to flip over to just starting some. I think I might have to change the camera angle a little bit to kind of back it up a little bit. And I have some, let's see, some, not all blues, but maybe Freddie The Freeloader planned for today. So I think is on the Journeyman. Oh, good, gotcha. What a great album. What a great record. So here's just a quick stretch. Just a really quick stretch. And breathing. Hey, Zach Attack. Jason, what's up, man? Good morning. Good morning. Onesie and a twosie, and I'm putting on my shoesies. Oh yeah, this feels really good. This feels great. Nice little stretch, just to keep things alive, keep things moving. All right, here we go. So let's get serious this time. Let's get serious. Let's take a quick look at some, let's take a look at some other stuff here. I don't know where where we can, maybe this is, I don't know, this is probably okay for now. Let's see what happens. Try to, this vertical format is just so challenging to kind of like be effective at teaching, do you know what I mean? So let's turn this around, see if you can get this how's that? Let me do this. Oh, there we go, Freddie the Freeloader. You don't really need to see my mug in there. But let's go ahead and take a look at the A. The song is in B flat. We can play it in B flat if you'd like, but I think I'd like to play it in A because we can use as solo guitar players, we can use all of the open strings, where if we use open strings in B flat, we've got some pretty cool tonalities, but we actually, we don't get the benefit really of the drone strings. So let's play. Let's go ahead and play it in A, and we'll start. You can use a rootless voicing if you want. So just a flat 7 to 3, and then the 6 or 13. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the comping might be something like this, and then D9 or D13 and back to A13, and then E13 down to A13, D13, and then there's a flat 7 13 in there, flat 7 dominant. So one might work better if we just use root notes and guide tones. So root, fret 5 on the low E string. Let's take a look at flat 7 on fret, which is flat 7 on the D string, and then the 3 up here. On the G string, which is the do re mi, which is the the third of the chord. Root, flat 7 and 3. So what I'm doing here is I'm strumming the chord. I'm choking every string that I don't want here. So there's a little bit of percussion in the chord if you strum everything. You could just use thumb if you're Raul and you're really working the finger picking angle. Or Mateo, you could use just, you'd probably just go for the old thumb, index, and middle. So what we can do is pretty much just, I'll stick with the fret, the picking hand. And then, so we've got Warthog, that's cool. Right on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, and we go through 2 bars of this, and then we move to the 4 chord, and then back to the 1 chord. The 4 chord is going to be fret 5 on the A string, fret 3 on the D string, and then fret 4 on the D string, fret 5 on the G string. So we have the root, the 3, and the flat 7 again. It's funny how that tritone changes from a flat 7 and a 3 with this root note here on an A, and to a 3 and flat 7 with the root note on the D chord. Kind of cool how. And then that also becomes 3 and flat 7 for the E chord, and then 3 and flat 7 for the D chord, right, as you know. And then we, instead of go back to the 1, we're going down to the flat 7. which is really taking us out of tonicizing we're tonicizing a new area now. Right. So let's count this out. We'll play the form of the song in time with the metronome, the beat being on 2 and 4. 2, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Flat 7 there instead of a 13. So that 13, if you play that 13 in the chord, it's going to end up kind of jinxing the old melodic player. You know, Miles is going to turn around and look at you like you might be fired. You know what I mean? So try to stay out of the way of the chord tones with the melody and stuff like that. So the melody is really simple. It's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. It starts on this 13. So it's basically 6 and then 5 on the root, on the 1 chord, and then 6, 5, and then repeating the 1 chord, and then we go to 6, 5 on the 4 chord, back to 6 and 5 on the 1 chord. And then the 3 of the 5 chord, and then parallel playing down the scale to the 4 chord, which is with the 3 of the 4 chord, or the 6 of the 1 chord, right? So that note changes function over the span of the melody, right? So 6 here, when we're playing it on the 1 chord, and then when we play it on the 4 chord, whether it's, you know, it's the 3 of the 4 chord. So what I'm doing here, what I'm working on is I'm really trying to work on just simplifying this down to basically the guide tones. And then these guiding tones, this flat 7 and 3s are really hopefully going to inform my single note soloing. Even though I'm sort of taking it pretty easy, it's just kind of like all of the sounds that I need, even though I don't have a bass note there, a bass player, I don't have any piano player chunking out the change here. I just have the, you know, flat 7 and 3, and then if I play just those two notes, my ears understand where I am harmonically. So the flat 7 and the 3 are two really important. Great work, brother. Thank you very much. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So here's the chord with nothing happen in between. Here's the form of the song. You'll hear the entire form go by with just two notes. 1, 2, and here we go down. Except for this one. This one takes us way out in left field. Here's the 1 chord. And the 4 chord. The 1 chord. And the 5 chord. And the 4 chord goes down to the flat 7. We could use minor pentatonic through the entire thing, right? Really good stuff. So this is really informing my lines, because now I know that if I play minor pentatonic over the 2, 3, go, go, go. I know if I play, I'm going to hang out here on A7. I'm breaking the connection with the frets, not removing my fingers from the fretboard, but just I'm exaggerating it a little bit. So I'm releasing the pressure from my fingertips, but resting them on the string still. So I get that nice chunk, that nice comp sound. And I've got to really angle my pick forward and then drag down. And it's a very straight wrist. I'm not changing, I'm not flailing, I'm not doing, it's just a really straight downstroke chunk. But I really want to get close to the kind of like the neck of the guitar for that kind of chunk. Right, so especially if I've got a jazz box and flat wounds on it, I'm all ready to go, man. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, ding a bong a da, A, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just using minor pentatonic. But I can use that 3 because I'm using A7, right? So if I play A minor pentatonic over A7, it means that I've got a sharp 9 and the root note, a flat 7. And then a 5, and then a 4, and then a flat 3, but a sharp 9 is great, right? Or a major third, right? That's the Grant Green. You know, we've got that really nice kind of like slide up into the 5 and the flat 7, which is frets 9 and 8. on the G and B strings. George Thorogood could get people off for like 15 minutes just doing that. Just kind of, it's a really high energy kind of thing for some reason that works really well. But then we come back to the 4, we double stop the G, the B strings over fret 7, and then kind of get that double stop on fret 5, but then come in with that hook, that middle finger over the B string. Don't interrupt the B string when we hammer on to fret 6 on the G. Yeah, that's the best way to find a guitar. Absolutely. Christopher Mihalik. Hey, what's going on? In November and wanted Martin for a long time. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. I think Thorogood played the old Beam. Or Scotch, right? Well, he mixed it all up, I guess. So we're working just blurring the lines between the flat 7 and 3. And then we can do the same thing with the, you know, basically with V7. We could use and then the same thing with the E. And then the same thing with the E and the D. And this is really one of my favorite, you know, personal favorite guitar licks is when we use that minor pentatonic. I've got the 2-minute warning. I just wanted to let you know. Absolutely smash that like button. Certainly appreciate it. Certainly appreciate it. But we're working basically coming off that top of that minor pentatonic, sliding up to the major 3rd. This is the last thing we're talking, last little lick we're going to get today. But we're starting with that flat 3, sliding up to the major 3. And then come right back down the minor pentatonic or the A minor scale or A minor arpeggio and end on that flat 3, and you can hammer onto that major 3 and then end the lick with the root note on A. Well, we could stop on that 4, flat 3, and then major 3, and then root note. So it's a really cliche lick, but it's a really good one to know how to do. And I appreciate you being here with me today. And let me come a little closer to say this. We're here, if you're just tuning in, we're here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the morning ritual for guitar growth. And I really appreciate you being here with me. I'm going to be here anyway, but it's always nice to have some company, someone to talk to. So I'll see you again tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have any questions between now and then, just drop them in the comments of this video after it posts, and we'll try to start out with things that you have comments, questions on. Okay? Great to see all of you today. Kevin, thanks for being there, man, and be right on time, right on the button. So now we know we can jump. All right. I wish all of you very happy picking. I'll see you tomorrow.